South Freeway, and I was like, yeah, that's the norm. When you guys are early, you surprise me.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Short Rest for episode 76. We're done with downtime, guys. We're all done. No more flashbacks. I like the idea of interjecting like all these little flashback moments, but we're done. We're moving forward. Time to continue the story.
Flashbacks.
Let's recap of what happened. So you guys learned a little bit more and made some friends and allies with the Horizon Watchers from one of your downtime experiences. Sort of a clan of werewolves that live up in the mountains, and these are not like they pass along the trait, more like they were born with it.
Sorry, I want to take a picture of him. I always thought that was interesting, considering the usual way werewolves are done.
Uh-huh.
Instead of it being like a disease or a bite, it's all like, oh, it's genetics.
Yeah.
That's like a crappy genetic pool. I mean, most people don't ask for their genetics, but it's like, yeah, by the way, werewolf, sorry.
I got it from my mom's side. Well, I thought about it. I thought about diseases much like how they are in real life. Like there are some genetic diseases that are passed down. Like people go, oh, it's genetic. It's like, oh, okay. I'm like, what happens if you got like something that was bad? That was
bad.
Yeah, they exist. So I thought of the idea of this genetic disease that is afflicting some families and some traits, some people, and it's all genetic, and they can't really be cured, so they have to live with it. And so there's the Horizon Watchers, the people who are just like them. They're sympathetic to the cause, and they are werewolves themselves, and they train other people to keep that at bay, at least, or at least precautioned. And
it was interesting that he mentioned though it was unusual that she was showing symptoms so early. It's like kind of wanted to read more into it, but I wouldn't know where to go with it.
Yeah, I mean that's like what do you do?
A baby werewolf.
I mean, could be like maybe she might, because she's manifesting those signs so early. Maybe she might be a very powerful werewolf. You don't never know.
In the future.
And we're her friends, so yes.
Yay!
Nailed it.
We have a werewolf clan on our side.
So it's really funny. So the way I built it was that because they are a different breed of werewolves, they go through different transformations. They turned into a progressed, which is a sort of like the giant direwolves that you guys saw. Those are progressed werewolves. Those are like first transitioned within the 30-day moment of their first transformations. So there are a couple people who died.
Ooh. Well, yep.
Well, what are you gonna do?
At least they weren't mad about it.
After discussion, I think they're more mad at the paladins.
Damn monster hunters.
It's like, I get it, but nah, you don't try and kill a kid, dude. That's just no.
Well,
I don't care what your cause is.
It is a moral quandary because it's like, if let's say in a scenario that this kid was never like, let's say the father never had a chance to reach out to Roman and was like, I don't know what to do with this kid. There could have been a chance that the kid broke loose during her first transformation and could have hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then are you saying like she doesn't need to be, like at that moment of like, you don't know this is a kid, would you have killed the monster?
I mean, probably in that form. Then we would have felt bad about it later.
But to be fair though, like if it's in that form, like you really have a choice.
Yeah.
And I think the way I built these, and unfortunately you guys didn't find out what their name of their organization is, but these people from these organizations are like, we've gone through this too many times where we let these monsters, we give them sympathy, and we've gone through that route of, okay, maybe only when they transform, but then we'd wait, and then they kill people, and that's on us. We knew. So I had this sort of moral quandary if you ever had a chance to like run into them. Like if when Rolly was like, I saw torches, you could have ran to them and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I could have, but that's not really in character for Rolly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Rolly found it best to The first time he found the torches to just kind of lay low and hidden, and then the next time that he saw the torches to fall off hundreds of feet from the carpet, like a meteor, hitting the ground.
Well, you've got at least one person on your Penelope's, thankful for you guys, but I doubt that she's young. She's young enough to be nice to go into battle. But Uncle Ka is definitely grateful, and will make a travel if needed. You guys head back to Cilia, or we flash forward back to Cilia, and the big debate happens. The big speech.
That slime ball.
Oscar still being Oscar.
Very much so.
Should have just hit him with the mace while I had a chance. Damn,
You should've.
that moral
You should've.
dilemma.
Unfortunately, we're in the moment of we had to show decorum and diplomacy, and
Yeah, well, that bit
He
us in
didn't-
the ass.
he didn't pay us enough for us to be the scumbag people.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I wrote in that first of all, Oscar had no idea you guys were going to show up. He didn't know you had a deal with Middle Deep. So he was gonna
people.
So he was just gonna bring out his own people and be like, these are the actual heroes, when they actually were paid to say things nice to him. Because when people gave descriptions of your characters, they were like, there was this feline woman who was super quick and dexterous. She had this, darker, like almost like monotone type of coat, like monochromatic. And then we had this large guy with all like red hair. And he was strong. And then we had this Fey woman who was colorful and everything. And she had this kingdom armor. And that was the descriptions given to you guys by some of the visitors way back then. And so what he found? I mean, you found a half-elf guy with red hair who was strong. You found a Leon woman who had black fur. And then he found a Hexblood who had so he just purchased armor. Kingdom armor.
Sus.
I have to ask,
Can we
what
hit
was
him?
that spell that got casted on the people?
Oh, mass suggestion.
Oh, lovely.
Great.
So
Yeah, but don't they know afterward? Or no?
depends on what type of thing you are.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. She's a subclass, different than what you think, but I did think ahead, because I was like, there are some easy moments where you guys can go, well, I'll just cost truth zone of truth. We're gonna just easily do it. Like that would have been an option for you guys, and I was like, well, how does anyone counter that?
Don't fail.
Well, no one.
Counterspell?
Counterspell, I suppose, but I don't want to just be like, you can't. No, you should be able to. But I was like, well, what would someone like Prolet do, who's like kind of this little bit of a cheeky person? I'm like, oh, she would just probably get the crowd on her side one way or another. And that was the mass suggestion. So it was like, yeah, you can have him spill all of his guts. Ain't gonna phase anyone. I think that was a fun moment because you guys were like, what do you mean okay? For the zone of truth. It was like, what do you mean okay?
Although I feel like even though we only heard those confessions, it still satisfies Vera a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got some honest answers. He did not honestly try to set us up.
No, he didn't.
No, he's just a scumbag for other reasons.
He's a scumbag for other reasons, but
I still think he was in on it.
No, he wasn't. That was the assassin that was trying to kill Savannah.
Yeah, that was that little
Yeah.
creeper dude.
Yeah, that was the changeling.
Still on it. I feel it in my bones.
You okay?
Yeah, he's fine. I'm trying to think what else. So you guys met them, and they're not like evil people.
no, I caught that. They're just like, I'm going back to it. They're just some by people trying to make money. I'm like, I get that. I'm not angry at them about that, but at the same time, fuck them.
Yeah.
This.
They said if you have a you may have to have a conversation with them, but they were like, if you have a contract and a job, we'll do something. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I asked, and they were like, not against this one. So I was like, well, that didn't work.
Well,
So-
Kajir, I made them all have different personalities. Like, Kajir is very like in terms of the alignment, lawful. Like in a way, it's like I am
Annoyingly lawful.
like I signed a contract. That's my job. I'm not gonna break that.
Even though the contract is shady for shady, nefarious purposes, I'm going to be, lawful to the contract.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, it's funny because the way it was set was, the conversation I would imagine that they would have had, the cross shepherds and the and Mortensio would have been like, hey, we had some heroes come back last year, and they saved everyone. If you pretend to be these people and just say, yeah, vote for me, I'll pay you a lot. And they were like, all right, no harm, no foul. Sounds great. They didn't expect you guys to show up.
But here's my thing. I guess mass suggestion would have got around this. We met people. There was witnesses. All they needed was enough people to say, like, we were there, they're not them.
Yeah, no, there was people who were like, when it came down to like their reveal, it was like, I'm not going to obviously act out the entire crowd, but there were people like, no, that's not like the 20% that were like, for sure you guys were like, no, that's not them. And then there's the 20% of people who are just for the mayor who are like, why would he lie?
Yeah.
And then there's 60 who are like, so, yeah, it was a sort of coin flip. But you guys accepted a side mission real quick just to prove your worth, and fought a greater demon. That's nice. Or was he a devil? I
I
forgot.
touched it. Ew.
Touch the devil.
Yeah. It was also nice to see a little bit of Savannah sort of being trickery and then realizing,
Oh crap.
oh crap.
Okay.
Because when you think of like a big fat warthog monster, you don't think intelligent. This thing has a base 19 intelligence.
I was totally thought
Demon.
we were going
Yeah.
after like some creepy ass beast that like the Blakes made, and I was like, yeah, that seems difficult. And then
I just thought
Nope.
it was like base monster. It's like, oh yeah, the creature in the woods that nobody wants to deal with. All right, cool. Yeah, that was not that.
So what did you guys think of the other contracts? There was the whispered creature, the one that looks like a snake. And then there was the roper, which is like a triangular rigid body creature.
Yeah, I was so not for the roper. That was my automatic nope.
Really?
being that we just watched Vox Machina and I seen that like beholder thing and you kind of almost mirrored the description, I was like, yeah, nope, we ain't doing that. I was like, nope. And snake thing, I don't know. Just didn't feel like the snake thing. For some reason, when you read the description, I was like, warthog?
No, the funny thing when you read the description for the snake thing, I'm all like, it's some type of shadowy creature, and then like head of a snake. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost me when you said snake, and then the other thing I understood to be a triangular-headed thing, something along those lines. And not related but related, there's a card in Magic that's coming out that has a triangular head that's very like body horror thing going on, and I'm like, nope.
See, we all pulled from something else.
No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Recently saw a nope, and spoilers work. That imagery reminded me of something in that.
So I you guys didn't know this, but there was easy, medium, hard in terms of the
Did
contracts.
we go hard?
No, you picked
Do we
medium.
pick the
Oh, okay.
No,
Picked
shit.
medium. The whispered one was definitely hard, and
Okay.
there was a reason for that. So that was the snake head. The roper was actually the easy one.
Is that why they went after that one?
No,
No, I think they went after the
Oh.
whisper.
They went after the
I thought they
whisper.
went after the roper.
No.
I have a feeling that's gonna come to bite us in the ass.
Probably.
Man, are we gonna have to go save them? That's not part of the deal.
No, I don't think so. I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna do it, and they're gonna come back, and then they're gonna be like,
We got the bigger
real,
monster.
Yeah, the real heroes would have gotten the harder challenge.
You said pick one. We picked one.
Yeah, you picked one.
All I can say is they didn't say anything about difficulty. They just said pick one. I'm like, okay.
They said
Okay.
pick one and be fast.
Yeah. I will say that because it was Rolly who was like, can I investigate this page even further? Like, what does it exactly say? If Vera was the one who did that, you would have noticed that written sort of like a symbol that your parents do, like your family does this. On very difficult challenges, they would have had a symbol of like almost like a skull and crossbone like show difficulty. Like each one of them on its own to any other mercenary is pretty difficult. So you would have been like, damn, all right. Like that type of difficulty is only given out to really established people. So the cross shepherds, they know what they're doing. And they're very honest. At least I wanted to make a group that was liars, but they're honest about it. It was like, listen, hey, you're mad. I get it. We're just doing a contract. Kajir is our leader. He doesn't step down. Neither do we. But it was
opposite.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird doppelganger thing. Also, yeah, Vandegar is also pretty intelligent. So
very opposite of Savannah in demeanor sense.
They're all your opposites. I wanted to make a natural opposite. So like for Vandegar, he's a well-spoken kind of like almost hippie-ish vibe where he's like, hey, I get it. I feel hostility coming from you guys right now.
I thought he was just dumb.
I was literally waiting for him to say we need to hug it out, and I'm just like, if he does, Rolly's gonna snap.
Rolly will hug it out with like cute things and children, not adults.
Not adults, scheming people.
For Kajir, the Leonin was very like stoic, honest, and complete, like almost like a direct, not a direct opposite, but like not what Savannah is.
I was like, this one has a stick up her butt. Ours steals silverware. I don't know. Big difference there.
Neurotic, aloof. I would have. Yeah, that's that.
And then Prolet is kind of a flirt.
That is like Vera's sister. That is the opposite of Vera.
She's married though.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah. She's married to Vandegar, but she's still a flirt.
All I wanted to do was punch that other guy in the face.
Oh, Oscar?
Oh, no, the other guy.
Leonin.
Oh, the human. Oh, no, the half-elf. Yeah. Why?
The real cocky contract guy just they're rubbing me the wrong way right now.
Aww.
Oh, you're duplicate in a way? Yeah. Oh, well, I mean...
There's only room for one Rolly in this world.
He had red, like, maroon hair.
I mean,
Nope.
I don't think even as an elf, no one's gonna dwarf you in size, dude. Like maybe height, but definitely not broad muscle. If he's an elf.
I mean, they could have found someone that's about like close enough to my height, and then just like dyed his hair. You know, I know we're not, we're not averse to dyeing hair.
Yeah, that's true. In terms of height, I think he's like 3 inches smaller than you.
See?
He's still pretty built, not as built as you are, but he's built. In terms of like, and same thing with like Kajir. Kajir is smaller than Savannah. Savannah's a tall tabaxi. So Kajir is she's way more muscular than Savannah ever was, but still fairly dexterous. And then I wanted to introduce something else Fey touch that's not elven. So I got a hex blood going in.
Okay, we got hag spawn.
And then there was the fight with the beast. Yeah, we were talking about that. How so the little piglet things, the Labrador pigs, they're called dregs, I think they're called, and they have like a 3 intelligence.
I was gonna say apparently they're really
they
dumb.
are dumb.
So we could have thrown a shoe and it would have went after it.
I mean, no, it would have. They're like animals. They would have reacted to what they think is the most pressing concern. So when Savannah was like, "I'm gonna go make a sound of a bear," and I was like, "Huh." I think they would think a large bear is probably more concerning than these medium-sized creatures that don't have teeth and claws. Maybe this one does. I'm gonna point to Savannah, but not as big as them or as a bear. I'm gonna go after that. And then
I'm glad I picked bear instead of wolf, because I'm like, what would make these things ran? And Lila came in my brain. I'm all like, maybe we just pretend Lila's about to attack, so it's a bear.
Yeah, go that way. Well, is there anything that you guys have any questions or anything that maybe is on your mind before we call it a short rest.
What the hell is that thing just chilling out in the forest for?
Which thing?
It's like greater demon in the forest. No problem.
Hog beast.
Oh, the warthog? I mean, there was a sighting of this creature, and it was reported, got caught wind to Season's Bounty, and someone wants some of their parts. Maybe someone recognized it.
Like, you can have the head. We're keeping this just to prove a point.
I mean, these jobs don't state who's the employer, does it? Or who's requesting
who's
it?
contracted it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they just say Season's Bounty, and then it's like...
It's anonymous, but I think Vera could probably find out.
Yeah. Like, I think it's on record with us, the way you explained it last time.
I think the way I built it for the Season's Bounty is that it's clear rules. You describe what you want killed. You have a time limit. You have a cost, and you have to give a full description to the Season's Bounty staff of like, is this thing dangerous? How dangerous is it? Could you give us more description? Do you have an illustration? So it's like almost like in tandem to like what the Raven's Claw or the Raven's Kiss is the Raven's Kiss also has like bounties that can be put upon people and things, but they're not really required to tell you everything.
I'm interested to know who it is only because it's like, who got that close? Because obviously the thing had a bunch of booby traps around it, and it had the stupid dog thing. So who was like, oh, that's what that is, and I know all this detail about it. I'm gonna go put a wanted ad.
Someone would have had to seen it.
Yeah, but still, you have to get close. Like, from far away, what is that? How are you gonna know, oh, it's this horrible thing. Here's this...
They could have probably, like, took someone's child, and that's how they saw it. Is like, oh, or somebody's deer or cattle got stolen off their property.
Maybe.
So the interesting thing about this creature, it is a demon, I believe, and it does not speak common, but it can do telepathy into someone's mind.
Yep, nope. Big no-no.
Yeah. All right,
I
guys.
guess the only question left now is, its little minions are out in the wild. Surely nothing bad will happen.
Not our problem.
Yet.
Funny thing enough, I think a bear could probably take them. They're also not very strong.
Let me let out Lila. Hold on, Lila, fetch.
They have an AC of 11, and I believe they have like 18 HP.
Look, we could have like bumped it out really quickly, but
Rolly could stomp one of them dead if he wanted to.
There you go.
I mean, I could do that to a lot of things, so...
Sure. Well, I think that's where we're going to end today's short rest. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We'll be back again for episode 77.
Getting up there.
Woo!
we're getting up there.
Oh, we're going to hit that 80 mark. All right, everyone. Check you later.
Oh,
Bye.
bye!